In the wake of the Greek and now the Irish crisis, the euro is under continual scrutiny and the European Monetary Union under continual pressure. Joining me now in London at the Bloomberg Businessweek Leadership Forum is Gertrude Tumpel-Guggerell. She's a member of the Executive Board of the European Central Bank. Welcome to INSEAD Knowledge. Tell me, is the euro in trouble?
What we are facing right now is the aftermath of the financial crisis. Some countries have to address their fiscal issues. They have to rebalance their budget position, bring down their debt levels, because the crisis had a consequence, namely the increase in the deficits in some countries. And countries which did not follow a budget balanced orientation before have more difficulties than others. I think the governments have decided on consolidation programs in some countries. We have seen it in Greece, we have seen it in Ireland, but also other countries have taken measures. This allows to bring down the deficits next year and the year after. So in the end, action is taken.
If you could address specifically Ireland for just a moment, what kind of measures is the bank expecting Ireland to take?
Ireland has taken action already at the beginning of the financial crisis by reducing public spending, by reducing also salaries in the public sector, trying to bring down the deficit. But fiscal consolidation is always a combination of measures. The program is presented by the government right now. It's I think was presented yesterday. It's a program for several years. The aim is to bring down the deficit to 3% in 2014, and it's a combination of cutting expenditures, adjusting taxes, using reserves which are available, and also injecting capital into the banks, because the banking sector is important for the functioning of the economy.
What kinds of strains are some of the financial pressures of Greece or Ireland or possibly Portugal down the road? What are they putting on the EMU and the euro?
The eurozone is doing much better than it was expected a few months ago and even a year ago. We had recently the growth numbers for the third quarter. The economy was growing 0.4%. Our surveys show more optimism than before. Not only consumers but also corporates are confident. The Purchasing Managers Index is positive. Order books are very positive. So therefore I think there is more confidence in the system than we had seen before. And we should put this into perspective. Of course, some countries have to address their problems, but they also have got support for that. Other countries are lending to them to make it easier for them, to give them time to take the necessary measures.
That leads me to what the Fed is doing in terms of quantitative easing. What's your take on that?
Each central bank has to take the measures it seems adequate for each region and area of responsibility. The European Central Bank has taken unconventional steps during the crisis to help to address the issues, namely, first of all, to reduce interest rates, to keep lending going on, to make it easier for the banks to overcome the liquidity difficulties. And now we are in a period of phasing out of this period of unconventional measures. The Eurosystem has reduced its liquidity provision to the banking sector by 350 billion euro during the last 5 months. This means the banks are much more stable and able to get their own funding. They are relying less on the European Central Bank. This is an important message. And therefore, we are confident that we are in a phase where the recovery makes it also easier for the banks to continue their lending. The risks have gone down, and therefore we are in a period where we don't think that we would need additional measures.
Looking ahead the next 3 to 5 years, what is your biggest fear? Inflation, deflation, stagflation, stagnation, what is it?
We are pursuing a policy of preventing inflation from going up. We are in a much more balanced situation than we were 2 years ago. We don't see this inflation risk at the moment. We also don't see the deflation risk. Therefore, we are confident that the remaining difficult issues will be addressed.
And let me end by asking you, what do you say to eurozone skeptics? Because there's a lot of wailing about, oh, the euro is a fake currency. The European Union is going to fall apart. What do you say to these people?
Go to people who live in the eurozone. Ask them if they would go back to their old currencies. I think the majority of people are confident that the euro has served them well, is very useful in intensifying our trade relations, is also useful in preserving wealth for the future. For many people, it's an important issue. So there is confidence in the euro. Talk to the people who have the euro and don't overestimate what are the concerns of the day. They are not relevant in the long term.
Gertrude Tumpel-Guggerell, thank you very much for being with us on INSEAD Knowledge.